Well, hello and welcome back to a Kooky Corner of YouTube. Today we are continuing with our quest to make a Parliament of Owls. And so I promised I would show you how to use the eyelash thread. And I've pre-made my little base of an owl. A bit squarer on the bottom, but you know, we're going to go with that. And I'm going to get to my length of yarn. Now the first bit I want to get right. So I'll get my little singular needle tool. First bit I want to get in is this bit that goes down there. I really should have my Clover. Let's grab that and put it underneath. I don't want to damage my table. Or break a needle for that matter. I'm thinking the best way is this way. So I'm going to get that bit there. It's kind of central. And felt in that point. Try and get as much in there as I can to make it more defined. So they've got a nice defined point area. Then this a bit will swoop around there. And it will swoop around here. There's a lot of swooping going on, but then it is owls. They swoop, don't they? I think they do anyway. So yeah, this is more of your Mad Professor look owl, akin to our lovely Frazzle and friend here. I think I'm going to call this one Frizzle, Frazzle and Frizzle. Frazzle and Frizzle have got the eyelash yarn look going on. So I'm going to swoop this one around the fronty. And that bit there. And it needs to come up to there. So this one is a lot less controlled than the others because of the nature of the yarn. But I just want to get the basis of this face in place. And I think we kind of got it there. Once you've got it in place, you can always go back over it as well, just to properly secure it down. But don't stretch it around and then try and felt it, because what happens then is, because when you push down with your needle, that takes in some of the yarn. If you try and move it around and then felt it down, it probably will felt, but it won't be as secure, because I do this as I go. I'm kind of felting it in as I go. I can go back afterwards, as I said, but as I go, I will be doing a little bit at a time so that I've got a little bit of slack to play with, because it does shrink it down a bit when you use it, if you get my meaning. So we're going to come back around here. It's quite easy, really. It's not a difficult thing. The most difficult thing is trying to get that angle on the front bit there. And keep coming back to that and playing with it. And then you're just going to go around and fill in all of that area at the back with your yarn. Yeah, but don't be tempted to wrap it all around first. That is my tip. Tip of the day. Be careful with your yarn. Careful with your fingers as well. Still being careful with those fingers. That's the second row around. And coming back around again. You just keep taking it out a bit further each time. A bit more there. And if you've got little bald spots in between, you can just go back over them. The eyelash yarn, like many things that I do, covers a multitude of sins. I always have things that get me out of tight spots. And again, it's not one of those things that you can really go wrong with. You just need to make sure it's felted down fairly securely. I like the colourway of this. I love this like tealy green. It's got little bits of glitter in it as well, this one. Can't even remember which yarn this was. I think it had an Italian name. I'll have to double check and see if I can find a label. I think I may have another ball of this in a different colourway somewhere that may still have a label on it. I am the traditional magpie womble. Go into a yarn shop, I find a pretty yarn and I buy it. I have no idea what I am going to do with said pretty yarn, but because it's pretty, I have to have it. that is the way. It's kind of a bit like Mandalorian being a magpie womble. This is the way. This is how we do it. We're a lot more chaotic, I think, than the Mandalorian. As a breed, I think. Chaotic good, I think, not chaotic evil. So that's how I like to think of us anyway. Do you have yarn obsessions? I mean, I have lots of obsessions, I have to admit. Many of them craft related. And I am a multiple crafter. So, as I say, many of the times I've got 5 or 6 different things on the go. For example, at this particular moment, I am crocheting a Mothman. I am taking part in the Haunted Gardens drawing project for June. I'm making the Parliament of Owls. I'm also putting together some kits. So I've got some more of the brooch kits in the shop at the moment, so they're being put together as we speak. I've also got 2 blankets that I need to finish, but it's not really blanket weather. It's a bit warm here for blankets. So I'm kind of put off doing those for a while. I might put those off until maybe the end of August and I'll start to finish those up. So yeah, I've got plenty to be getting on with. I've also got all the other ideas and things that I've noted down in my notebook. Well, I can carry on with this if you like and just keep chatting, but I'm sure you'll get bored. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this off, and you can see what I'm doing. I'm just moving it around, and as I'm moving it around, I'm needle felting it down. I do not wind it all around first. I wind it as I go. So if you want to have a pop off and start yours, and then catch me up here at the end, we'll have a show and tell at the end. See you in a minute, and welcome back. So come back. Off on a flight already. Now, if you have little strands that you just get in your way, just give them a quick trim. I've got this one that keeps dangling over here. Just trim them down a bit. I quite like him more very floofy though. I think he's the floofiest of the lot. So we've got Frazzle, Frizzle and Floof. So yes, what I did was continued round, needle felted in. He's had these little flaps on the top fitted in. He's got some flappy wings as well, made out of the same base fabric as I used for this guy. So I had some left over and I thought that matches in quite nicely with the whole overall look. And obviously he's very extra, so he's got a golden beak. To compensate for that, he's got some very subdued little feathers going on his chest. We could have gone crazy and gone for the gold thread, but you know, when do you draw the line? Never, never, says Floof. Never. You never draw the line. You always go for the most outrageous look you can get. And so there they are. That's with the eyelash yarn. It does make a little bit of a mess on your desk, so just be aware. You've got little floofy bits everywhere when you've done making a floof. They're easily to clean up. And you can keep felting down as much as you want to until you're happy that it's all nice and secure. I'm quite happy with mine, and I quite like his little low-flying hairs and things, so I'm going to leave him like that. You could also add a little flower in. I did consider that, but then I thought it was I wouldn't be able to see the owl underneath by the time I'd finished adding in all my embellishments. Anyway, that's it. We've got lots of these little boys now in our parliament of owls. So plenty of owls for you to have a go at and make. You don't need too much of the wool batting to do that either. It doesn't take a great deal. So from a packet of wool batting, you'd probably get about, I don't know, 10 owls maybe. With all your other bits included, that's going to be, yeah, probably 8 to 10 owls. Anyway, that's enough from me for this week. I hope you have enjoyed tuning in to find out about how to make your own parliament of owls. I don't know where that came from. To make your own parliament of owls, you can have a whole host of them sitting down a shelf looking at you, or you can give some away, you know, if you want to share the love. That's it from me. Bye for now.